from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So I've done this before, but because I've got a lot of new subscribers, I'm doing it again. So these are sticky labels, and as you can see, I've stamped on them and inked around them and things, and they make lovely little sticky labels. We all love labels, but these are ideal. You can make your own. I'm going to do these round ones. These are labels that I picked up from here in Cyprus. It's all in Greek, so I don't know what size they are, and you can probably get them cheaper than you can here in Cyprus. So the one, so it's 3/4, 3.5/4, 3/4.5. So it's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 by 3/4. And I've also got some hole binders as well, because I like to ink them up. But what I usually do is I ink them up in the colours that I'm using at the time. But I always have a pack of them with stamp here first. So we'll do a script. You can do any stamps, it doesn't matter. And I am going to use permanent ink on them. You can use distress ink, and I have in the past. But I'm going to use the archivals. And I'm going for ground espresso because I don't want black. Although you can use black. I've used hickory smoke in the past. So I'm just inking that up. And it doesn't matter if you go over. And there we are. So we've got them. Put that to one side. What other stamps have I got? I'm just using this letter writing one at the moment. And I'll get a smaller. And this is, I've got glue on my hands. And I am going to do the archival black soot on this one. And I'm just going in between the stamps, not, see if I can get a secondary stamp. Yep. Third. Yep. Okay. Because it wipes off because this is like a thing to put sticky things on, it does wipe off. We'll try the black soot, and I'll go with the postcard. Now this is just an ornate postcard. Here we can see, and it doesn't have to be. So I've used grey, black and brown on this. We'll do this one, and we'll do that one. Sorry about that. And we'll just leave it at that, I think, for this one. Now what I want is, I want some, and I've got a little bit of espresso brown distressing on this sponge, and I'm just going over, and as you can see, it's inking the edges of the stickers, but it's also wiping the paper underneath, the non-stick paper underneath, so you get a better feel of what your little stickers are going to look like. And on that one you can see I did a little bit of pink, and I think I might do a little bit of pink on this one. Right, okay. Now all I've got in, and it's just distress inks I use on this. And I've got saltwater taffy and abandoned coral. Now it's going in my bee journal, so I want it like a beigey colour. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the saltwater taffy. I can always darken it up. I think on these I used Victorian velvet, and I'm just going round there, not doing them all. Just some of them. Okay, and then I'll get antique linen, and that's kind of a yellowy beige colour, and I'm going to turn them round. And some of them have gone a little bit darker than others, but it doesn't matter. And there we have 4, 8, 16, 20, 16, 24 little stickers that will go with my bee journal, which is fine. And they can go, you can use them in clusters, you can use them on their own. I sometimes put them on the edge and cut them, and then put the other half on the page somewhere. You can use large circles, you can use small circles. These ones I did, and they're longer, and then I did stamp over the top of some of these, and I still do you know, stamp over the top when it's on. So we'll take this one. We've got these. I think I'll use these. I quite like these. And I'm going to use this one. It's like a calendar. Can I get that whole one on? And then what I'll do is I'll put one at the side. So I've got one way and then turned it 90 degrees on the other way. And again, I'm going to use hickory smoke on this. And see what it's like. And then it doesn't matter which way it is. See if we can get a secondary. Sometimes with hickory smoke you can't get a secondary, because it is a paler. And it doesn't matter if you stamp it over. Oops. Oh, well, on this one you've got stamps on the other side, so use this one. Now this is Twisted Citron, and I can always put some more stamps back on. I'm going to go back with the linen, the antique linen, and do the other side. And then where's the, there it is, the one with the saltwater taffy on. And we'll do a little bit of pink. And this will go in my spring journal. Okay. And I think what I might do is I might put some script over the top of that. And I'm not tapping it down too hard, I'm just gently tapping it. And okay. And then I'm just, and because the archivals are permanent, you can see, and I quite like that. Got these, we've got these. Trying to think, we'll do some, got some watering can. I think this is a little bit darker than Hickory Smoke, but not as black. So what I'm doing is I've turned it over and I'm doing the other side because I've got there we are. So we've got a secondary kind of going on there. I quite like that. And stampy ones here. I think we'll use this one. This one says return unknown. And again, I'm just using the watering can. And I'll start on the side that did the that had the secondary stamping. And I'll do not too hard, just that back. I will clean these. And then I've got the wavy lines that you always find on when you get some, then it's just what the post office uses. Okay. And then we'll use, I think we'll use some weathered wood on these. It's like a grey blue. I quite like it. And again, it'll go with any type of journal. I'm just and I'm going to use brown on this one as well because I like the blue and the brown. So I'm just doing one side of the stamp with the weathered wood. I quite like the effect of that. And I'm going to go to gathered twig, turn it round. I'll just see if I can get and there we are. So there we have it. We have the spring. We have that will do anything. You could use that at Christmas because it's quite a cool. You can use it with spring. I could use it with my bee journal, anything like that. And it's the same with these. We'll do these brownie. You can see where I've kind of gone over them a little bit. And then we'll use weathered wood on these. And then we'll use a bit of pink on these. I'm going to use abandoned coral to make them quite pinky. And if I wanted to cool it down a bit, I could just go back over with the brown. And you can see it's gone on there a little bit, but that's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm looking for other. I'll have a little bit of fossilized amber. Which is a yellowy orange. And again, we can rub it into the pink there. And I quite often use these rather than, you know, put grommets in, especially when I'm over here because I've got an eyelet, etc. And although they are good, they're a bit noisy. Frightens the life out of my husband because obviously I'm in a different room doing this and he's concentrating reading, all of a sudden he's bang bang bang. So there, I've done cracked pistachio on the bottom, so you can see we've got some nice coloured little dot hole. I keep forgetting what they call them. That's terrible. So, and all I'm using is just cut and dry foam. It comes in a big sheet and I cut it up and it's ideal. It's ideal for me to bring out here to site. It's exactly like the foam that you get on the other ones. It does dry out eventually and it does start dropping to bits and you do get bits all over. And if you wanted, you could even do some you know, little bits on these as well, which is sometimes quite nice. So I think what we might do is we might do a little bit of hickory smoke, I think, because the grey goes with anything. If I do it brown, well, brown goes with anything. So there we are. And then if you just rub it over with one of the sponges, it removes the ink from the sticky side. And there we are. That's quite effective. So, and then you've got like little pretty bits around the holes on your tags. I think what we might do now is we might dress a tag or two up with it. So just give me 2 seconds while I clear my stamps away. Okay, so I've got some, I've got a tag here. This is from my bee journal kit, and when I printed it off, I didn't use the card that I normally use, so I've got some card here. And this is quite a plain one, so I'm just... and then I'll cut it out. and I will speed this up. Okay, so with these tags, the bee journal comes with these, which I think are quite cute. So I'm going to stick that on, and what I will do is I'll put, I might put a little grommet in it. And they're like little tabs. And just work it into the middle. And I'm just using ground espresso just to go around the edge of the tag. And I'm going to put a pocket on this tag, I think. Quite like that. It's got some water damage to it. So I'll fold that in there. I'm not measuring, as you can see, but the tag is 6.5 by a smidgen under 3.5. And we'll just turn that in and I'll look, because I don't want it right up to the edge, I just want it and I must have laid that piece of paper up against a wet wipe or something, and that's how you get the water damage. But I keep those little bits because I quite like them. And I am going to do a little bit of gold on there, and all it is, it's just to make sure that the top of the pocket is not too weak. So I'm just putting washi tape. It's gold and white washi tape. And it goes quite nice with the bee theme. And it is quite strong washi tape. I get it from Jumbo or Jumbo here in Cyprus. And it's quite cheap if you get it on the sales. So usually it's about 79 cents for 3. I think it's the only thing I've seen craft-wise that's cheaper than the UK. So we'll put that there. So there we've got our pocket, and I think I might put some lace on there as well. I quite like this taupe lace. So I'm just going to, not the greatest scissors for cutting lace, however. Yep, and I'm using Fabri-Tac. It's a shame because it's going to go over those watermarks, but it's just the way it's turned out. I did intend using a thinner lace, but I'm using this one, and I'm just patting that down onto the Fabri-Tac. And do we want a little yeah, I'll not use that. No. No, I think I'll just leave it like that. That down a bit. And I'll trim these bits off, apart from that, but I'll trim these bits off a bit later once it's dried. And then I think what we might do is we might pop one of these in the pocket. I'll see if I can get a bumblebee one in. I think they're a little bit big, but yeah, they are a bit too big. So we'll pop I've got a smaller flower one here. No, it's going to have to be the little birdie one that I thought of. It's just I liked the colours. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of these to decorate. So you can see, in fact, do I want that one on there? Yeah. And I'm cutting that one off, and before it sticks to my desk, oh, I'm chasing it all over, and we'll put it up there. And so it does look like part of the, you know, the digital. I think we might put, no we won't. I am going to use one of these on here. You can see where the ink's gone through the actual stamp. So it doesn't matter if it goes, it's where you want to put it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to turn that one over. And then that brings out the green in the little paper beads that we've got. And we've got some Be Kind to Yourself, I think. And we'll just go around this with some ground espresso. And do I want this on here or do I want it backed up? I quite like the green. Now the green is from my spring digital, and it's just spring is in the air. It's got these beautiful greens and peaches and that needs to be yep. So again, I'm just going to ink around the edge of this. Get this one, might be a little bit darker. No, it's not. And I'm using Fabri-Tac on this because it's going to stick on the lace. But I'll use glitter glue on this one. Okay. So I will trim. In fact, I'll use these. I've had these scissors for probably about 25 years, but they're still, they're Friskers, like embroidery scissors, you know, that you use for cutting threads and things, but I've used them in paper crafting for years. Okay. And I think what I might use is some yellow, I do have some thin yellow. I've got this glow green, but it's too, no. And that's not. And I've got orange, no. I've got this one. Right. So what I'm doing is I'm just tying a knot. Grow grain, this is something we used to do in card making days. And you just tie it in a knot like that. I like the stars. And what I'm doing is I'm just folding it in half and cutting, but I'm pointing down towards the knot, and that gives me the like the bow. I'm going to do the same with that one, fold it in half and point it down to the knot. And then I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. It will stick eventually. But what I usually do in these cases, I put one of these on and it has no other option but to stick. So I hope you get something out of that. It was mainly to show you how to do the sticky labels for your journals. I mean, you can even do big ones because you can get some quite big sticky labels. I've not tried doing them, but that would look nice because you could actually get like a bee or birds, or you know, you could get quite a nice object on them, and that would be nice. It would look quite stunning actually. So we've got our labels that we did. We also did these ones. I showed you, you know, about putting them bits on there, and I mean, if you wanted, you could put another bit. If you're going to stick it on lace, you need to use a glue, but I'm not. I'm going to put it on this. This was a tab that I tried to cut down and it didn't work too great. So now I've stuck the circle on, I can see. So I'm going to and there we are. That looks a bit better. And then you could put a hole in that. So again, I hope you get something out of that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.